Welcome to this session where we'll be taking a deeper look at the work management capabilities of IBM Maximo Manage. We'll start off with a brief recap of the key functional areas of Maximo before looking at how they relate to work management. We'll then dive deeper into the work order related data and how various applications interact with one another to support asset maintenance. This session will give you a brief summary of the overall capabilities. Please take a look at the dedicated courses later in this series on asset management and work management for deeper knowledge on how these applications function and how specific tasks can be achieved within Maximo Manage. We've talked through the functional areas of Maximo Manage already, so let's focus in this session on the capabilities to support work maintenance. Work management is all about managing the planning, generation, scheduling, execution and analysis of work, usually against assets or locations. Maximo Manage provides extensive multi-platform applications, allowing planners, schedulers, maintenance engineers and labourers to efficiently create accurate and repeatable work plans and manage and execute them in the field using intuitive web and mobile UIs. All the data from other functional areas such as inventory, labour availability or service contracts is fully integrated and visible at every step of the process, reducing bottlenecks and improving data accuracy. Work management is central to the asset maintenance capabilities, and Maximo Manage provides deep, sophisticated work design and execution capabilities, including dynamically calculated resources, multi-asset work, conditional job plans, and graphical assignment and dispatch. In the next slide, we're going to take a look at 26 different work-related applications, how they're related, and how they're used as part of the work management process. The work order tracking application is central to all the work management capabilities, and is where the majority of functionality can be found. Work orders are usually created against an asset or location, but they can be standalone if necessary. You're also able to create work packages, which groups multiple work orders together. For example, for a large maintenance project. Work order hierarchies can be many levels deep if necessary. Work can be linked to multiple assets or locations if the same work is required for each piece of equipment. You might also reference different assets on child work orders if each requires a unique set of tasks or differing resources. The main components of a work order are its tasks, usually inherited from a job plan, and then the labour, tools, material and service items. These are the resources that are required to complete the work. You can also associate either a whole work order or individual tasks within a work order to an inspection form. These will allow you to use the inspection work centre to complete an inspection on a piece of equipment or location. Job plans are used as templates for work orders. They are similar in that they can contain tasks, labour, tools, material and service items, but they are only used in conjunction with another record to create a work order, for example a PM or a condition monitoring point. Job plans can reference a safety plan via their work assets. The safety plan contains details of hazards and precautions you may need to mitigate the hazard. The safety plan may also contain tag-out procedures and lockout operations, which are required to make the piece of equipment safe for work to commence. Safety plans can also be referenced on assets, locations and items if necessary. The labour required to perform the work can be defined on the job plan or directly on the work order. It's usually defined as a craft and a skill level. The craft represents the type of work required, for example an electrician or a plumber, whilst the skill level is usually the experience required. Both crafts and skill levels can be created to support your use cases and work practices. Labourers can also belong to crews. Crews are groups of labourers and tool assets that work together in a team to complete a work order task. The members of the crew can change over time based on labour availability. Crew types can be created containing required crafts, qualifications and tools. These act as templates when a crew record is created. These features allow you to effectively manage and track your labour utilisation and efficiently plan and schedule work. Work orders themselves can be created in a number of ways. They may be created directly in the work order tracking application, but it's more common for them to be generated by another maintenance process. The majority of your work should be created as part of your preventive maintenance strategy. PMs are created against an asset, location, or route, and generate work based on a time frequency or continuous meter, or both. If you have many similar pieces of equipment requiring the same maintenance schedule, you can use a master PM, which is like a template for PMs. There is a linkage here though, so that linked PMs can be updated should there be a change to the maintenance schedule. Work orders might also be created via a condition monitoring point, driven by a gauge or characteristic type meter. Condition monitoring points can also trigger PMs to become due. If the work is retrospectively recorded by a labourer, for example an emergency work order, then they could use the quick reporting application. Work can also be generated directly from the service desk via a service request if necessary. You can also generate work from a route. Routes are usually implemented as a sequence of inspections against either assets or locations, but they can be used for other purposes if required. They can be applied to a work order from the work order tracking application, which can either create child work orders for each asset or location, add entries to the multi-asset or location table, or as a series of tasks on a work order. Routes can reference job plans, which are used as a template for the work orders and inspection forms if the inspection work centre is to be used. Once the work order is approved, which might be via an approval workflow process, any materials required are automatically reserved in the inventory storeroom. Maximo Manage has a number of different types of reservation which might be used, and you can learn more about these in the work management course later in this series. The work can be scheduled and assigned using a variety of applications, including directly in the work order using the Assignments tab, but it's more likely that you'll use Assignment Manager or one of the scheduling tools like Graphical Assignment or Graphical Scheduler. Here, work priority can be considered along with the available resources to assign work to the labour or crew. They can view their assignments using the WorkView application or Activities and Tasks, where actual reporting can also be entered. There's also a dedicated labour reporting application and a work execution work centre where actuals and failure reporting can be entered. Meter readings can also be entered onto the work order and are automatically recorded against the asset record. Additionally, meter readings can be entered directly on the asset or location record, or fed into the Maximo Manage system via Maximo Monitor or the REST API. So here you can see how various functional areas interact with the work management processes and work order lifecycle in Maximo Manage, from inventory to planning, safety and asset data. Hopefully this gives you a really good foundation into not only some of the key applications involved, but also some of the data interactions that happen between them.